Live with us this morning, Mohammed Shafiq, CEO of the Ramadan Foundation. Good morning.
Good morning, Luke.
First of all, what do you make of the row itself and what's reported to have taken place?
I don't think you can justify the showing of a cartoon that has a bomb in a turban, which fits the stereotype which the far right have been using in this country and around Europe, to stigmatise Muslims and to show that to school children. And try to put it under the cloak of freedom of speech, I think is deeply offensive.
So your issue isn't with the depiction of the Prophet Muhammad, it's with the circumstance it's the message of the cartoon which you're taking issue with.
Yeah, this is not, obviously the cartoon is offensive, and I would not accept it in any circumstances, and I've got a free right to stand up and speak out against that. We just think it's deeply offensive for that Charlie Hebdo image to be shown in a school where the 75% of the pupils are Muslim. So, you do get, concerned around safeguarding and around the environment in which that is being taught. That doesn't mean, Luke, that you can't have a discussion in class about blasphemy, about Islam, about Muslims, about Charlie Hebdo and all the other things you want to have them. There was no need to show that image. That's all I'm saying.
But in the context of that discussion, if there were to be in a classroom a discussion about blasphemy, about Islam, do you think it would be appropriate and do you think it would be a useful contribution to the discussion to show an image of the Prophet Muhammad and to talk about how some people find that offensive?
No, I don't think it is. I think that discussion is okay. And, I can tell you about my own personal circumstances. My daughter, 15-year-old daughter, had a conversation last year before the pandemic started on blasphemy in her classroom. And so, it happens every day. Teachers teach responsibly. They care about their pupils. They don't want to upset them. They don't want to, denigrate them and their faith. And they do that in a responsible way. So I think that, I just think it's been blown up. And obviously, this is going to get hijacked by the usual suspects who will try to use freedom of speech. They want freedom of speech for themselves, but they don't want freedom of speech for people like me to speak up and take a stance. But, I'm grateful to Times Radio for giving me the opportunity.
But what about the protesters outside the school gates? Some of them, it's reported, have been shouting, "Get the head teacher." The teacher in question has been suspended and is fearful for his safety, but by all accounts, that's not a useful response to all of this, is it?
No, any violence and any threat of violence is unacceptable, and I would condemn that without any reservation. And I'd urge people, and I've spoken to members of the community, and I've told them it's imperative that they remain peaceful. They understand the coronavirus regulations, and they try to abide by that, social distancing. But this issue should be dealt with through a dialogue, through the school governors and the head teacher and parents. And those of us who are outside Batley, we should allow that space for them to be able to do that. But any threats of violence is unacceptable.
Thank you very much for your time this morning. I appreciate it.
Luke.
Mohammed